Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Universe Had Quirks. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 3 of them guys. Well, 3 more than this, that makes 4. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, Anime Prince, which I post notif on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. Links will be down in the description, so go ahead check them out. I already posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Neglected with Lost Ability and also Conquers Hockey. I also post What If Naruto Lost Everything and Went to the DC World, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy as well guys. So without further ado, oh yeah, and the movie over Anime Prince of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Kushner and taken by Snazzy, so go ahead, enjoy that as well guys. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. Begin now guys. So, the last spot we left off, Naruto woke up in the hospital. Unlike before, there was no outrage, no screaming, nothing at all, no power fluctuation, as Naruto lay where he was. He knew what happened, yes. He remembered everything. His father and mother came in the room, as they tried to speak to him, but Naruto was unresponsive. He did not say a single word. Kushina was worried. The doctor told her that the death of his colleague must have messed with his mental psyche. However, they will just have to monitor him, as he was afraid that they couldn't do anything else. As days passed, Kushina came by almost every day, his father as well, as Naruto saw his siblings only a few times. Ami was dead. The last person he had any connection in this world to was gone. Naruto didn't see the point of going on anymore. So, one night, Naruto was able to freeze the windowsill. As he stepped out, he then jumped off. However, the tentacles came from his back and stabbed into the wall. Upon stabbing into the wall, they saved him, as Naruto was confused. Quirks work subconsciously on the user's will. Yet, why did they save him? He didn't want to live anymore. He had nothing to live for. He cared for nothing and no one in this world, so why? Why did the Quirks stop him? Why did they save him? Naruto just couldn't understand as he climbed back up to the roof. Naruto sat there for a long while thinking about life and what he had to live for. Several things flashed through his mind, but the most prominent one was a memory some time ago between him, Keiho, and Ami. As Keiho spoke about change in the world, how the world viewed quirkless people. However, Naruto's inspirations took that and twisted it to something much darker. Naruto had never utilized his quirk by his own mind of perception to take another quirk. It is always in rage. However, now he knew. He was gifted this power to change everything. However, in order to do that, he will have to become stronger. Stronger than he possibly could ever imagine. He would have to become the strongest. Just like how the world feared the first Hokage because of the quirk that he possessed. He would have to become the world's #1 greatest quirk user. Quirks, that is. So Naruto climbed back in his room. A week later, he told his father that he was ready to join back the school. However, Minato made the excuse saying that the other ninja classes were filled. However, there was a possibility that Naruto could join with the quirk users after all. More than 3 people can be on one team when you were assigned with a quirk, or even apprentice alone. As Naruto agreed, surprising Minato, as he thought it would take more convincing, but that brought a smile to his face. Finally, his son was coming along well. It wasn't too long after that Naruto had his free time, as he was able to gather a few things from Ami and Keiho, where he placed it in a memorial spot in a hollow tree that Naruto formed right there. As he placed their things down, he used his ice manipulation to create a flower as he rested there. He bowed his head in prayer before he got up and made his way. With their strength and their conviction, he was going to use it to change his world, and nothing would stop him. It did not take long for Minato to advise to his other children that Naruto had a quirk that could take others' quirk. Menma was freaked out about this, as Mito wasn't called either. Their brother could steal their quirk. They were a little bit afraid. However, Kushina assured them that Naruto would never do something like that. She even outright asked him, as Naruto said that he would never do that, while looking the both of them dead in the eyes, as they felt a shiver run down their spine. Minato would publicly avail to the world that his son could take others' quirk. However, before that, Naruto would need to undergo training to become much stronger, to control these quirks that he had stolen from people. Not to mention, he would have to participate in the upcoming sports festival, an event that would contain members from all over the world, as Naruto agreed without hesitation. However, before that he asked a favor though. He met up with Sai, as Naruto spoke to Sai, as Sai told him that he had a quirk, because Naruto already suspected that much. However, Naruto played a calm, indifferent look, but on the inside Naruto was boiling with rage. A part of his mind believed that his father set this all up. His father gave Sai and Yamato the direct order to kill Ami, to make sure that there was something that happened that made her die. Even if she was going to, they should not intervene, just to make Naruto join his side, because Naruto now realized that he possessed one of the strongest quirks in history. However, he needed evidence. He needed to know if this was true. He knew that his father was a man that cared more about power than anything else, and greatness, but was his father really that much of a monster? It caused so much hate and anger to boil within Naruto. However, for now he was just gonna wait until he can get that information, because these people do not realize what they've created. When a man has nothing left to live for, he becomes one of the most dangerous men to ever exist. With that said and done, Naruto got to his training, as he was tested in several different environments. As Naruto was tested on all of his quirk, the machine had said that there was another one, but they believed that it was a quirk to take other quirks. However, that was a quirk that he got from Kyo's mom, but they did not know that, because no one knew about that. So with that said and done, there was something else happening. Across the world, there was a man with an orange mask talking to another man with red hair about something very, well, catastrophic that was going to happen very soon. And there was a girl training with her mother. The girl had red hair like her father, and she had amber eyes like her mother, as her mother was using paper to attack her, as the girl seemed to be able to bend the paper to her will as well. As she asked her mom if she would be able to participate in the sports festival. Konoha was always winning, but it's time for the Hidden Rain to win as well. However, the mother told her that she would have to talk to her father first. The girl was excited that there was at least a possibility so she could join. However, the father got some rather surprising information. Turns out that there might be someone out there that can steal quirks, as the whole information that came from Konoha, with not to mention the majority of Konoha shinobis entered Land of Wave, and the citizens there had no idea why they were here. It seems like someone tampered with their memories. Minato was covering everything up. However, this was a league, a chance they could move on. Could it really be that someone has developed a quirk to steal other quirks? Well, that would be surely amazing. So yeah guys, basically let's left off. You guys can switch across the place of yourself. So as we begin this new episode, guys, we begin this episode of the Hidden Rain. Two men was sitting down in a dark room. The place was lit by a lantern. One had bright red hair, with a set of eyes that looked like they were gifted from the gods themselves. Ring purple patterns. The eyes just oozed power from a single look. You could tell that they possessed greatness. What they could do, unknown. He sat there in his chair. Over to the other side, the man sat in his chair as well. His face was covered by an orange mask, only revealing one eye hole. He was the first to speak. It seems I was correct in my assessment, he said, as the other man allowed him to continue. Konoha has brought forth a child in this world that can steal others' quirk. The red-haired man narrowed his gaze. Zabuza Momokai and his apprentice. Zabuza possesses a quirk that allows him to transform into a sea serpent. Our goal at one time was to get him to join the organization, but he was not strong enough, the masked man said, as the red-haired man seemed to already know all of this. However, the sightings at the Land of Wave, it turns out a child there was able to produce the same abilities that Zabuza and his apprentice was able to do, as well as ice conjuring as well, on a vastly powerful scale. And before you say, I do not believe that this quirk allows one to just copy the ability, otherwise Konoha wouldn't have sent in so much trouble to keep it a secret. It's a good thing that Zetsu is fast. The red-haired man then finally spoke. What are you suggesting? The festival. It hails in 2 weeks. I believe that you should send someone there as well. Granted, your village has not really participated that much in the olden days, but Konoha are sending quite a few participants. The red-haired man leaned forward. Now, explain to me, why would Konoha send someone that can steal quirks to a festival that the whole world would be privy to? You just said to yourself Konoha is going forward to clean up their mess. Now why would they try to post it to the entire world? As the masked man simply chuckled. That's just it. One with a quirk to take all would be feared by most. Practically be one of the most dangerous persons to ever walk this planet. Just imagine if he's taking some of the most dangerous quirk to ever be passed down throughout history. That person would be a force to be trifled with. And we all know that Konoha always try to prove their strength. Minato cares a lot for strength, and he would see it justice that this person is properly trained to show them off. I believe that they will make an announcement about him in the upcoming festival, just to make sure the other nations know that Konoha has once again outgunned the oppositions. However, this is also our chance to find out about this person. And what if you're wrong, the red-haired man said. Well, it will be on me then. However, if I'm wrong, your team would participate. No harm, no foul. I don't see the big problem. The red-haired man simply narrowed his eyes. Well, I guess I'll just have to take your word for it right now. But if this is also the case, we both know that Konoha will go through everything that is humanly possible to make sure that this individual is protected. And at this moment, I can't have anything being linked back to the Hidden Rain or my organization. For now, we'll simply observe. There's no need to make a fuss, Nagato. For now, we'll just watch. Watch, we will see and gather information. After that, after all, the information has been gathered then, and only then will we strike. Nagato focused on him. I hope you're right, Madara, he said. As the man simply chuckled to himself as Nagato started to walk. Nagato glanced behind him as the man was gone. Exiting the chambers, it took him a few minutes to arrive upside. As he walking, he came towards a girl, as she was sitting down on a small little porch, as she was reading a book, glancing out towards the rain that was pouring outside. As he stopped behind her, she turned around. Father, she said, with a smile on her face. A smile blossomed on Nagato's face as the girl got up. Did mother talk to you, she said, about the sports festival? He gave her a look as the girl held her breath in anticipation. You truly wish to attend, he said to her. Yes, she said to him. The girl seemed to be around 13 to 14 years old. Bright red hair, similar to his, but her eyes were ambers like her mother. Our village might not be showy as the others, but we do possess powerful members with powerful quirks. Maybe it's time that we show that our village is something great, despite us not being one of the main five, she said, as he looked at her. He didn't say anything for a few seconds. Okay, he said. She was surprised. Really, father? A shocked look on her face. Yes. She rushed up to him and hugged him, as he couldn't help but smile. A blissful smile blossomed on his face as he patted her on the head. However, you do know there are certain conditions if you attend the festival. What you should not do or what you should not reveal. Yes, I know, she said. You guys tell me like a billion times. Misaka, he said. As she looked up, this is serious, he said. What you can do, honey, it's not considered normal. And if people notice, they will try whatever they can to find out how you can do such things. And we both know that I will never let anything happen to you, my princess, he said. That brought a smile to her face. I would never cause trouble for you or mom or this village, she said. I promise I won't use it, she said to him. That's my girl. However, there's something else. Someone I want you to look out for. Someone? Yes. A person from the Hidden Leaf village. She raised an eyebrow at that. Meanwhile at Konoha, training ground 7. Standing there was none other than Kakashi Hatake. Quirk electricity. Kakashi can control any electric volt, not to mention cancel them out, and also, they're useless against him as well. Quite a very destructive and powerful quirk. Adding that to the Sharingan that was given to him by one of his friends in the war, with the perception of the Sharingan and being able to control literal voltage of lightning, Kakashi was feared by many. Yes, there are a lot of powerful deadly quirk users out there, however, with the ninja skills to match it up, and not to mention, such a destructive quirk, Kakashi was a very feared man. He was currently standing on the field with his 3 other students, that being Sasuke and also Menma and Mito. As they were waiting, Menma didn't seem to be happy in the slightest. Why does he have to be on our team? I mean, why don't father just start a new team for him? And find someone else with some other quirks. We already have a 3-man team. And not to mention our work ethic and our coordination are already solid. He will just screw all of that up. Yeah, you're right about that, Sasuke said. He doesn't know how we fight or how we plan together. With him on the team, it will be a mess. Oh, come on, you two, said Kakashi, be nice. And Menma, he's your brother. So what, said Menma. Just because he developed a quirk now, everyone think that he's so special. Menma did not say anything about Naruto having a, quirk that could steal all quirks because his father told him to not tell anyone until it was properly revealed by him. Sasuke did not know about this, but Menma was sure that his sensei already knew, despite not saying anything. Glancing over towards Mito. You agree with me, right? However, Mito simply remained silent. Hey, what's wrong with you? But she proceeded to ignore him. Mito was still on the outs about Naruto possessing a quirk that could steal other quirks. She wasn't oblivious to everything that Naruto has been going through. However, him not possessing a quirk made him to be someone that was useless in her eyes. But what if he decided to take away their quirks? As she started to imagine the ridicule, how people look at them without a quirk. Menma placed a hand on her shoulder as she jumped. What is it? She said, looking around. Hey, calm down. I was asking you a question, you weren't responding. Were you hearing me? Sorry. I was just thinking about something, she said. What did you want? I was talking about father and his decision to put him on our team. Would you calm down, she said. It's only for 2 weeks until the festival at the Land of Iron. Once that is said, we'll be promoted to a higher level, and you know that we will. We will even be able to take on missions by ourselves. Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. I guess it's not that bad, it's only 2 weeks after all. He's here, Sasuke said. Turning their gaze, they saw someone breaking through the lines of the trees. As he slowly approached, as Naruto staggered forward, his blonde hair being cut as he stopped at the crook of his neck. 2 bangs coming down the side of his face. His crystal blue eyes just glanced now towards, the group that was in front of him. He was dressed in a black bodysuit with a strange belt around his waist with compartments on it. He also had on a red jacket, sleeveless, that wrapped around him as it zipped up, but you could still see the black bodysuit, as it was a long sleeve for the suit, not the jacket arms. The suit seemed to be attached like a one piece. However, he could zip it apart. It seemed to be custom made for him, seeing that the pants fit him rather perfectly. He was also dressed in black shoes. As he walked over towards the group. Ah, Naruto, said Kakashi. I'm glad that you were able to join us. I presume that you already know who I am. Kakashi Hatake, student of my father, said Naruto. Correct, said Kakashi. As you know, your father has assigned you to join this team. We only have 2 weeks until the sports festival, but in the sports festival, there will be certain events that you four will have to work together in. That is why, in these 2 weeks, we will be doing missions to get you guys accustomed to working together, so that you guys can do well in the sports festival. Hey, wait a minute, Sasuke said. How do we know that he's strong enough? Mito narrowed her gaze towards her brother. As she narrowed her gaze back over towards Sasuke. What do you mean, said Kakashi? How do we know if he's strong enough to join our team? Are you doubting the words of your Hokage? Said Kakashi. Of course not, Sasuke said. It's just, if he's gonna join this team, I think it's only right that I test him to make sure that he's properly strong enough to handle everything that is about to happen. I mean, missions can be dangerous, you know? It's not like those missions with those normal quirkless losers. Our missions are more intense. I just want to know if he can handle it. Sasuke, that's it, no sensei, said Naruto. Kakashi narrowed his gaze towards Naruto. Why don't we have a test? He's only right. The three of them against me. As Kakashi raised an eyebrow in surprise. While I like your confidence, Naruto, I don't think... No, it's alright, said Naruto. I mean, they want to see what I was capable of. I mean, our father, said Naruto as he looked towards the other two. They trained me specifically for this. Menma clenched his fist at that, some jealousy seeping in. Mito just watched Naruto. As Sasuke chuckled, so, you want to take on all three of us? Well, who would have known that the quirkless loser had some guts? How about it, Kakashi? It won't be a problem, Sensei, said Naruto. If you see things going too far and they're getting hurt, you can draw the match. What? We getting hurt? Are you insane, said Menma. You really think that you can defeat all three of us by yourself? Well then, let your sensei give the go-ahead then, said Naruto. As Menma turned, come on, Kakashi, he said. He wants to know what it means and feels like to be on a team with all court members. The missions are going to be harder, he needs to know that. Things are going to be a lot more difficult. Come on, let us do this. Kakashi looked towards all three of them. Alright, he said. But if things get out of hand, I will stop it immediately. And there will be no arguing or anyone getting upset about this. Do you all understand me, he said. They all nodded. Alright, said Kakashi, as he made his way. As Naruto walked back, Sasuke smirked as the glistening of his arm started to cause small explosion, quirk explosion, violent explosions from his palm. As Sasuke walked forward, a devilish smirk on his face. Menma was jealous as father was talking about Naruto a lot recently and spent a lot of time with him. He used to be the pride and joy. He used to be the son that he always spent time with, but now he was spending a lot of time with Naruto. And that was pissing Menma off. Hey, are you okay? Menma said, looking towards Mito. Yeah, I'm fine. But what if he wouldn't do something like that, and besides, remember what mom and dad said. He would have to hold us in place for some time to steal it away. Besides, we're too fast for that. I guess you're right, said Mito. As she kinda forgot about that. He couldn't just take her quirk like that. He would have to hold her in place. Alright, she said. Let's do this. As the three of them faced off against Naruto, as Naruto stood there, no smile on his face as he was calm. Alright? Begin, said Kakashi. Sasuke wasted no time as he put his hands behind him and used the explosions to throw himself forward towards Naruto. Sasuke was the first one to reach Naruto. The moment he did, he extended both of his hands as a chaotic explosion went off. Sasuke smirked. I guess all of that big talk was for nothing, huh? He said. However, as the smoke cleared, Naruto was nowhere to be seen. What the hell? Sasuke said. Behind you! Menma called out. Sasuke turned as he quickly raised his hand until Naruto grabbed it, holding on to his wrist. Sasuke threw his other hand around as he brought it up towards Naruto's face. However, Naruto slapped it away before he pulled his hand back and pushed it forward. But chains came down. Naruto blurred out of sight as the chains slammed down in front of Sasuke. As Menma snapped his head around, pulling the chains back towards him. He glanced around trying to find Naruto. Where the hell did he go? Main must stay glancing around. Over to the side. Kakashi raised an eyebrow at that. He's fast, he thought to himself. He knew that Naruto was given special training by Minato, and several elite members controlled his quirks. However, in just a few months of training had paid off rather well. The group saw Naruto reappear at the edge of the forest, just standing there. As Menma glanced towards Mito, she gave him a nod as they glanced towards Sasuke as they nod back. As they turned their gaze towards Naruto, over to the other side, Naruto looked at his hands. Absorbing others' quirk was not only the ability that he possessed. Upon taking a quirk from someone, he also gained a significant boost in his chakra reserve. His body was also greatly strengthened to keep up with the quirk that he absorbed inside of him, such as the mutation quirks, to give him an extra boost. For the past few months, Naruto has been training in his secret facility, non-stop. Even when he wasn't supposed to, Naruto was pushing himself, as he had to get stronger, he had to get better, he had to learn how to control the quirks that he got quickly, and it truly paid off. Naruto watches a kunai appear by his side, an explosive tag on top of it. It went off in a boom as Naruto jumped up in the sky. Menma appeared behind Naruto. Both Menma and Mito possess their father quirk as well, able to teleport to anywhere they see fit, also move objects as well. But unlike Minato, they did not have the full capability of the quirk, seeing that they could not move heavy objects. But weapons, they could easily move those. That is one of the reasons why Minato was one of the most dangerous men in the world because of his quirk. However, as Naruto did not react as Menma was behind him. Pulling back his fist, Menma launched it. A brutal punch out would have knocked Naruto out of the sky. As Mito chains shot from her palms and shot toward the sky, so Naruto could not escape. He would get hit one way or another, as Sasuke was down right at the center. His hands were glistening with the explosions, ready to blast Naruto as he fall. Let's see how you escape this, Kakashi said, as he was curious, because Naruto looked completely calm, as he was in mid-air with no way to escape. Naruto glanced down towards the ground. Menma's fist missed as Naruto was yanked with tremendous force, his feet touching the ground. Sasuke's eyes widened as Naruto burst towards him, cracking the ground as he moved. He thrust out his hands, but it was too late as Naruto batted them aside, leaving Sasuke wide open as he plunged his fist into his guts. The Uchiha eyes went wide as spit flew from his mouth. Naruto wasn't done there though, as he brought his fist up and slammed it under his chin. Sasuke's head snapped to the sky as Naruto spun on his feet and slammed the ball of his heel in Sasuke's face, throwing him away as he crashed on the ground. "What the hell just happened?" said Mito as she turned towards Menma. "We had him." Menma was confused. How was he able to push himself out of mid-air like that? It made no sense. As Naruto turned his gaze towards the two of them, "Here he comes," said Mito. As Naruto rushed towards them, "You know what to do," said Menma, as the both of them started to teleport from left to right, trying to confuse Naruto. Naruto was stuck in a circle of them teleporting around him until two chains came out. They grabbed his wrists, one from the left, one from the right, as the both of them appeared behind him and yanked him backwards. Sasuke recovered as he appeared, flying towards Naruto, his hands releasing the explosions. His face was twisted in absolute rage. "You're gonna pay for that," Sasuke yelled. As he arrived, he pulled his hand back. The explosion was far more large as he pumped a lot of chakra into it. However, Naruto slammed his feet on the ground before propelling himself upwards. Sasuke's explosion went straight towards Menma and Mito behind Naruto. Their eyes went wide as they had no choice but to release the chains and flashed away as the area was destroyed, raising a huge dust cloud. Sasuke frowned as he looked up, only to see a boot coming down. Boom! Naruto's heel smacked into his skull. The force was destructive. Sasuke's eyes went white as he collapsed face first. Menma and Mito reappeared distance away as Mito pulled out several kunais with explosive tags. Naruto came bursting out of the smoke. She teleported the kunais over towards him as they kept on going off, Massive explosions tearing through the land. That was when the ground behind her started to crack. As two tentacles came bursting out as they lashed out towards her. However, she vanished away and appeared behind Naruto, who came out of the earth as she launched her fist forward. But Naruto tilted his head as the fist passed him. He then turned and slammed his heel right into her side. Mito cried in pain as she was thrown back, as Menma appeared in front of Naruto, slamming a knee right into his guts. As Naruto keeled over, Menma dropped two hands into his head, as Naruto smashed right into the earth. As Menma chuckled, a smirk on his face. "That's what you get," he said as he reached and grabbed Naruto by the shoulder. "Thinking that you're all," as he started to lift Naruto up. Slam! A brutal fist connected with his chin. Menma was knocked senseless as blood flew from his mouth, his head looking up to the sky. His body was picked off the ground by the force. Menma was confused. He thought he knocked him out. That is when he felt something grab his leg. It happened in a split second as Naruto dropped him. Boom! The ground shattered with tremendous force as Naruto raised his feet and slammed it into his guts. Menma cried out. "Menma!" Mito called out as she rushed forward. However, Naruto turned towards her. Mito stopped in her tracks. Seeing the look in his eyes, she froze up as she swallowed thickly. Naruto raised his hand, however Kakashi caught it. "I think that's enough," he said. Naruto's gaze turned towards the one-eyed Jonin. The look that Kakashi saw in his eyes had him baffled for a second as it vanished the next second. As Kakashi looked towards him with an eye smile, as Naruto removed his feet from Menma, who was wincing in pain on the ground. Sasuke was still unconscious. Mito could feel her hands shaking. "Well, I would say that you've proven yourself very well," Kakashi said towards Naruto as Naruto looked up towards him. "What now?" he asked. "Now we go pay a visit to the hospital." As Kakashi made his way over and picked up the unconscious Sasuke and brought him along, Menma picked himself up, holding on to his stomach. "Ow," said Menma. "How did you get so strong? This makes no sense." However, Naruto turned and started to walk away. That was until Menma walked up and grabbed his hand. "Hey, I'm talking to you," he said. As Naruto turned and looked at him, as Mito stood there as well. Her gaze narrowed as she looked towards Naruto. "Do you fear me?" Naruto asked. "What? Why the hell would I? I'm not talking to you," said Naruto, cutting Menma off, who was still holding on to him. "I'm talking to you," said Naruto, as he looked towards Mito. "Why would I fear you?" she said, bringing her confident tone back. As Naruto started to walk, unconcerned that Menma was still holding on to him as he stopped a few feet away from Mito. "You seem to be afraid. Is it because what father told you about my ability to steal other quirks? Are you worried that I'll come after your quirk?" said Naruto. "I have no idea where you got this delusion in your head, thinking that I'm afraid of you. Just because you've gotten a bit stronger and gotten a quirk, it doesn't mean nothing." "Oh, I don't just have a quirk," said Naruto. "I have a quirk that can permanently leave another quirkless. So if I were to..." As Naruto reached up, Mito flinched as she stepped back. As Naruto started to laugh, as Menma released him, his gaze narrowed towards him. "You're afraid as well. We live in the same house. If I wanted to, I would have stolen the both of your quirks a long time ago." "I would like to see you try," said Menma. "I underestimated you today. We all did. Next time, it won't go like this." "Or you believe that you had a chance in winning? If you had not noticed throughout this whole battle, I only used my quirk once, and that was a drill underground," said Naruto. Well, that was a lie, but Naruto would not tell them that. He used his quirk to move objects on the ground. However, the ground could not be moved as Naruto had used it in a wide range, so he was the weaker one there and he was yanked down. That is why he was able to escape in mid-air. For the longest time now, you two have been the spotlight of everyone's eyes. Inheriting a quirk from mom and dad, you two were born to be special while I was nothing but a quirkless loser. You made sure I never forgot that. I don't like you two in the slightest, said Naruto. I don't think of you as my brother or sister. All I see is two people that brings me anger. However, for the sake of this village, father, mother, I will work with you too. But it's only 2 weeks and then I will not have to work with you two anymore. So we don't need to talk. We don't need to pretend like we're a family, like we're happy. All you have to do is stay out of my way, and I will stay out of yours. Because we're not family. We haven't been for a long time. We're just strangers. Do you understand me? Minma clenched his fist. If that's the way you want it, then fine. We don't have to be your family or your friend. We just have to work together and get this damn festival over with so we don't have to see you again. My thoughts exactly, said Naruto. You two mean nothing to me. As Naruto simply walked away, once he was gone, Minma slammed his fist into the ground. That bastard! Who the hell does he think he is? He has no idea what I'm capable of. I didn't even use my full power on him. And he thinks that he's a big shot now. Just because he's gotten a bit stronger, said Menma. Red chakras slowly start to gather around him. Menma! Mito shouted at him. Calm down, she said. Look at yourself. As Menma realized he was going a bit too far, taking several deep breaths. Sorry, but he just pissed me off, saying that we're not family. It's not like I care, said Menma. Come on, we don't have to be his family. The both of us, me and you, have been brother and sister for the longest time now. He's just someone that is living in our house. We can just ignore him. Yeah, I suppose you're right, said Mito. What's with that look? Do you actually care about him? Said Menma. No, of course not, she said. It's just... You know what? Forget it, she said. Let's just see how Sasuke is doing. As the both of them made their way off. Time skip. As Naruto stood in the hospital. He should be fine. He had a slight concussion, but he'll be fine. Naruto glanced towards a woman. She was in charge of the hospital. She was also the granddaughter of the first Hokage. Her name was Tsunade Senju. She possessed a rather powerful quirk. She can heal you by kissing you, however. It takes a lot of your stamina and strength as well. However, she is one of the greatest medics through the entire world. Along with her quirk, she knew almost everything about the human anatomy. The woman glanced towards him as she looked towards him curiously, but she said nothing. As Naruto did not say anything either. As they were talking about Sasuke being fine, Naruto noticed two other people. Sasuke Uchiha's mother. Her name was Mikoto Uchiha. As Naruto had seen her on several occasions speaking to his mother. And there was also another. His name was Itachi Uchiha. One of the strongest Uchihas, they said. He also possessed a phenomenal quirk, however, Naruto was not sure what it was. But most say that it was very dangerous. Like extremely dangerous. As Naruto was not sure though. As he watches they talk, he watches they glance over towards him. Itachi glanced towards him with a smile. As he seemed to be nice, but Naruto did not really care. As he simply looked away. Naruto had no idea what the hell he was doing here. It's not like he cared about the Uchiha well-being. As he started to walk away until someone placed a hand on his shoulder. Naruto started to get really pissed off. He hated being grabbed by people without his permission. Glancing, he saw that it was Kakashi. Where are you going? He said. His well-being does not concern me, said Naruto. Well, he is your teammate, said Kakashi. For only 2 weeks. What time should I arrive tomorrow? 8, said Kakashi. Well then, I'll be there at 8. As Naruto shrugged his hand off and walked away. Naruto made his way towards the forest. As he arrived at the tree, he leaned his back against it as he just closed his eyes. There was so much to do. So much that need to happen. However, he need to go to the sports festival because he need to see how much quirk is out there in the world. Well, not exactly how much, but the qualities of quirks that are out there in the world. Soon he would leave this village. He couldn't stay here if he wanted to achieve what he was going to achieve. He would have to leave this village. Yes, he would become a criminal. His name would be all over as he steals quirks. However, they will help him get stronger. And the stronger he gets, the more his name would spread through the elemental nation. He will change his world. He didn't matter what it cost. He didn't matter how much people he had to kill. As Naruto looked toward his hands, opening his eyes, when death came to mind, he felt absolutely nothing. Since now he has only killed, in state of anger, Kyo's mom, Mizuki, and the two at Land of Wave. However, he felt nothing regarding anyone. He could understand why though. For his entire life, he was basically alone. Despite having family, he was alone. He was the outcast. And he met two people that became his family, and both of them are now gone. He felt no attachment to anything in this world. If he were to die right now, part of him wouldn't care. The only reason why he kept on going on was because he didn't want to die without completing the goal that he set for himself. That was the only reason. Other than that, he had nothing. He felt broken, like he was living for nothing. He didn't care for anyone or anything. Nothing at all. Time skip. Since waking up in the hospital, Sasuke had been furious. He was downright mad, as he found out that he was knocked out by none other than Naruto, the worthless, quirkless loser who he used to bully. Sasuke wanted revenge. He wanted to put Naruto in his place. However, there was no situation that he could do so yet. But he would not stop until he get his revenge. He was too angry to even think properly sometimes. And when seeing Naruto's rage boil over, he was so pissed off. As he stood at the gate, "Alright team," said Kakashi. "There has been several incidents with one of Konoha's main source of goods has been attacked at the border on the way to the village. A shipment is heading to the village today." "At noon," said Kakashi. "Wait, they're doing this in the daytime?" said Mito. Kakashi nodded. None of the shipment holders were able to see who was the culprit. It leads us to believe that this person possesses a quirk that either grant them invisibility or some sort of speed. "We're not quite sure, but it's our job to investigate the spot and find out what is going on," he said, "and stop this culprit from stealing all the goods. Do you understand?" he said, looking towards them. They all nodded. "Alright, let's move." With that, they took to the trees, making their way. They had good time, as they were hopping from tree branch to tree branch. Sasuke had a scowl as he glared towards Naruto, who was not even looking his way. Mito was looking at Naruto cautiously. Ever since finding about what he could do, the thought of him attacking her had brought dreams to her that, well, terrified her. She even woke up one night screaming, and her mother had rushed inside, her father as well. She didn't tell them what the dream was about. She just kept it to herself, but she was afraid. She would not say it out loud, but she was afraid. She knew what she and her brother had done to Naruto when he was younger, how they treated him. But back then she did not care, but now she was fearing retaliation as she looked toward his hands, as she feared the prospect of him stealing her quirk. As for Menma, Menma was jealous. His father was spending a lot more time with Naruto training him. His mother was even acting more nice to him. Just because he possessed a quirk now, it doesn't mean that anything changed, as Menma was being pushed in the backlight, which really started to piss him off. There was a lot of rage and anger being gathered inside of him, not to mention, he was knocked down by Naruto. Granted, he was not fighting all out, as he believed in his mind that if he was to go all out, Naruto would surely lose. So he still had that to fall back on. It didn't take them too long as they got there around 10 o'clock. Arriving, they set up a base. The area was quite barren, since being here only a few people had passed. As Kakashi allowed all of them to set up a base, he gave them all an earpiece so they could communicate with one another if they saw the assailant. As they waited, it didn't take too long for the time to arrive. That is when they saw the caravan. 3 of them in total moving towards the Hidden Leaf Village location, as there was 2 guards at each of the sides. Said guards were rather large, as their hands had gigantic shields embedded in them. Quirk, shield, an unbreakable force that could protect and block anything coming their way. Well, almost anything. It was not completely indestructible, but given their size and the shields, well, they were fit to be well-protected guards as the caravans were making their way. Kakashi signaled to his team Everyone, prepare yourself, he said. And keep your eyes sharp. Wait, something's happening, said Mito as she saw. The rubbles from the small little scope that went up was coming down. Small stones falling. The 4 guards came to a stop. As they glanced up, what's that? One of them said. The other one brought his shield up as he blocked all of the small rubbles. However, they were just that, pebbles, but it was sure a lot of them. The guard stepped over them. As the caravans came to a stop, someone put their head out. It was a man. Is something going on out there, he said. Why did we stop? We seem to have a problem, sir. As the horses were stopped by the 2 guards on the left side. What kind of problem, the man asks. That is when it happened. The rubbles, they melted into mud. The mud then proceeded to shut up and wrapped around the guards. They tried to rip it off, however it was so sticky. The horses gallivanted and started to throw themselves around as they were also wrapped up as well. What the hell is this? As one of them tried to tear it off, however it wrapped around his mouth and pulled his arm down. Soon enough his entire body was wrapped in the mud. They're making their move, said Kakashi. Move, now! As the team quickly jumped out, Sasuke leaped over. As he blasted himself down there. Arriving, Sasuke slammed his hand on the mud before releasing an explosion. As he heard a howl in pain. Slowly, something started to rise. Boom, a fist slammed right in his face, throwing him back. Sasuke flipped and landed before he saw 3 people rose out of the mud, their bodies being made from it until it solidified into a strange black clothing. All black, face masks and all. They shot towards Sasuke as Mito came in, using her chain as it skewered right through him. Her chain did its work as it destabilized the quirk as it fell apart. They're not real people, said Mito, as Menma captured the other 2 as they quickly destabilized as well. It's the mud, Sasuke called out. Damn it. As the 4 guards, their bodies were completely submerged when they start to attack. They're using them, Mito said. Kakashi arrived on the scene as he placed both hands on the ground. Electricity exploded from his hands and created a wall around them. His quirk giving him perfect control over lightning as it entrapped them. Now, he said, as both Mito and Menma used their quirk to wrap around the guards as the mud started to melt away, revealing bodies. It was 2 people. Both of them had silver hair and green eyes. They start to struggle as both Mito and Menma wrap the chain around them. Damn it, I can't use my quirk. What the hell is this, the other one asks. The both of them seem to be brothers. As Menma walk over, you 2 seem weak. So without your powers, you're done, he said. And trust me, you won't be breaking out of those. Wait, where's Naruto? Said Kakashi as he glanced around. Tch, must have run away like the coward he is, Sasuke said. Wait, something's not right, said Mito. Someone was there a moment ago, if I'm not mistaken. As they glanced towards the caravan, Mito rushed towards to see the man unconscious. And they saw the thing empty. Wait, what the hell? Where's all the goods? As Kakashi turned his gaze towards the forest. Meanwhile, those 2 were sloppy. As a man stood there, he had brown hair. His feet were curved. They were not human feet. They were curved like springs. Silver. However, he seemed to be able to walk normally though. But there was a bounce in his step. His hands being normal as he slowly looked towards the goods in front of him. Ah, I see now. The man jumped in surprise as he turned to see someone standing there. How the hell did you find me, he said. You don't possess super speed, said Naruto as he started to walk, coming down the slope. You're like a yo-yo, if I'm not mistaken. Quirk, yo-yo. The man was able to ricochet himself with a top boost off from the spring on his feet. However, once he grabbed what he wanted to do in a small distance, he was able to pull himself back, like there was a mental string attached to him. As he was able to yank back himself, that is why he was able to grab all the goods and yanked himself back, but he was moving at immense speed while he did that. So it was hard to see him. How did you see me, he said. Well, I didn't see you per se. I saw all the goods being taken out of the caravan, one after another. And the distance. I guess you do have a limit, seeing that you had to stay here. After all, if you did not, you would have been all the way up in the mountain by now, said Naruto. However, that begs the question. Those two back there, they're your hired guns, able to transport the goods with your mud quirks, said Naruto. They change your molecules into mud, allowing them to move from distance to distance and also transform into hard rocks as well. A perfect disguise. You three are quite the thieves, aren't you, said Naruto. Tch, it doesn't really matter. You made a mistake coming after me, brat. I'm gonna have to kill you, he said as he pulled out a kunai. Naruto watched as his feet simply pressed down before. He shot forward. All Naruto saw was a quick blur. Its tentacles exploded out of his back as they formed a shield around him as he felt the kunai connected with it. The guy ricocheted back towards his spot. Huh, so you have a defense. However, I'll get through that in a quickie. As he flashed forward again, this time Naruto spun, creating a wide arc so the guy could not get near him. He ricocheted back to his spot as Naruto kept on spinning. Well, if you keep on moving like that, it's not like you're going to be able to touch me, brat, he said. But you're going to have to stop. You must get tired, and once you do, I'll slit your throat. Gripping the kunai, he read himself. As Naruto came to a stop, the guy ricocheted forward once again. That was until... Slice! Looking down, he ricocheted back to his spot. As he collapsed down to his knees, something was embedded through his chest. It had burst through his back. It did not pierce his heart, but still, there was a piece of branch piercing through him. Naruto had used the time while he was spinning to use his telekinesis to break off a piece of tree and thrust it forward in the same direction that the guy stood because Naruto realized he could not turn or move while he was moving forward. The guy collapsed down to his knees. Oh, what the hell did you do? This is not possible, he said. I thought your quirk was with those tentacles. Yes, they are, said Naruto. But I have more than one, you see. More than one? Oh, I see. You're one of those rare cases, born with two quirks on your parents. Not really, said Naruto. I have multiple. You're lying. That's not possible. Naruto gripped him by the throat. As the guy felt something strange, black markings started to leave Naruto's fingertips and inject into him. What are you doing to me? He yelled. Taking what is yours, said Naruto. Now be quiet. As he covered his mouth, the guy's eyes was moving around frantically, until Naruto pulled back. Naruto said as he stepped away. What did you do to me? As I said, I took what was yours. Now, as Naruto held his hand up, as an ice blade formed in his arm, gripping the hilt of it, Naruto sliced, splitting the guy's throat open. Blood splattered over Naruto's face. As the body dropped, the ice sword melted away into nothingness. Kakashi and the group landed not too long after. What happened? Said Kakashi. I found the goods, said Naruto. This individual here had a yo-yo type quirk. He moves at impressive speed and snapped back to his previous location, stealing the goods and pulling them back to where he once was. That is the reason why they were never able to find the culprit, said Naruto. You killed him, said Mito. As Naruto looked towards the group that looked at him strangely, because it was blood all over him. You seem surprised, said Naruto. Have you not killed someone before? She did not answer. As Kakashi looked towards the guy on the ground, it was quite a morbid scene as Naruto seemed unaffected. His eyes showed little to no change. Team 7 had never killed anyone before. Yes, they have been on missions, but they've never had to kill anyone, Kakashi was always there helping them, and not to mention they either knock out the targets or something, but they never killed anyone before. And to see Naruto just standing there unaffected, look in his eyes, it was so dead. It caused Mito to give him a wide berth. Sasuke narrowed his eyes with anger, as he has never killed anyone before, and yet this nobody has done it and he didn't seem affected. Itachi had told him that when one first take a life, they would be affected in some way, but he didn't seem to be affected in the slightest. Time skip. Minato looked toward his son Naruto. Kakashi had debriefed him on the mission details, as the two of them were the only ones left in the office. Kakashi told me what happened. However, he wasn't there to see anything, so I presume that you took this individual's quirk. Minato had never really discussed that with Naruto. Naruto knew that it was off limit to go against anyone in Konoha. Yes, he knew that. Minato had made sure to make that clear, but enemy ninjas out there was a different thing. Yes, said Naruto. With his death, his quirk would have gone to waste. It was better for I to take it, so I can better serve Konoha, said Naruto. That was the answer that Minato was looking for, as that brought a smile to his face. Good, he said. However, this is the first time you've killed someone without it being in induced rage. How are you feeling? He asked. I know you've been going through a lot lately, but the world is not all black and white. You have a lot of people that care for you, Naruto, and just want to make sure that you're okay. To be honest, father, said Naruto, I feel alright. This man was an enemy of the village. You've taught me in the past months of training that I should do whatever it takes to make sure that the village is protected and safe. And this man was an enemy because he was stopping our food supply. So I did what I had to make sure that the village was safe. And I feel fine, said Naruto. Good answer, said Minato. However, if there's anything you want to talk about, if you're feeling any different, it's alright to come to me, said Minato. Of course I know that, said Naruto. You've been a big help, helping me understand and able to control my quirks. I couldn't be more grateful, Naruto said, as that made Minato smile. And I'll keep on trying my best, son, he said. You've proven to be more resourceful and more stronger than I could ever thought. And I know in a short few years, your name will be up there with the greatest, he said to Naruto, giving him a smile. Alright, why don't you go home and get some rest? You've done a lot today, he said, stopping those criminals from attacking Konoha, food source. Thank you, father, said Naruto, as he proceeded to leave. Minato believed that he and Naruto had a lot of bonding moments. In the past few months, his son has opened up to him a lot. Yes, everything was going well. It seems his decision, what he made, what he had to do was the perfect one. As Naruto stepped out of the office, he felt like he wanted to throw up. He felt sick talking to the man like that. He felt disgusted. However, for now, he had to play the role that he was given. Time skip. There was a huge gathering at the village gates. As they walked through the streets, people wished them good luck on their journey. As Naruto arrived at the gates, his mother was making a lot of fuss, saying that they will be there to watch him and his siblings participate in a sports festival. As she hugged him, she hugged his siblings and said their goodbyes. People were all out about, saying goodbye to them. There was a lot of them. Naruto was there with Team 7. There was another team that consists of Hinata Hyuga, who had the control over water, as she was becoming one of the most strongest Hyugas to ever exist. She was making her clan proud. And there was Kiba Inuzaka on her team, who had the transformation quirk to turn into a wolf. He had all the abilities of a wolf, the smell, the hearing, and everything else. However, with that he had 2 floppy ears. There was also Shino Abermi, who had the quirk Anamorphin. He could morph any part of his body into a part of the animal that he's seen. And then there was another team with Shikamaru Nara. Shikamaru Nara possessed Dark Shadow, as he had control over an entity that's followed behind him. Well, it was basically Shadow. And there was also Choji Akimichi. He had ball body. He could turn himself into a ball. And he can roll by spinning, and he can also manipulate his own density. And there was Ino, she had the ability to turn invisible. There was a few others, but Naruto did not care about them in the slightest. Or did he know them at all? The only reason why he knew these few was because he attended a few of the parties when he was younger, birthday parties that is, for the clan heads. And they all treat him awfully as well because he did not possess a quirk. However, he did not care about them. As Naruto leaned up against a wall, as he watched they say goodbye to their parents and all that, as they were all going to be there to watch the sports festival. However, they had to go there first to go through the first few exams until the finals came around. The sports festival was a test of the other nations to see which nation was able to produce the strongest wielders of quirk users this year. It happened every year. Naruto never thought that he would be attending, as they test the quirk users in several different areas. The land of Iron was a neutral nation that didn't have any problem with anyone, so everyone would be there. Every single nation cared, everyone would be there. Because of certain quirk users, technologies were rather advanced than it was in the past, as they were able to build things that could, well, help in the exams. As they said that it was going to be real difficult this year. Only the strongest could win this one. Konoha has won for the last 4 years. There has been some on and off in the past few years, but in the last 4 years Konoha has won straight, showing how great they were and how powerful their quirks were. And today they were going to be attending. As Naruto saw, the sensei is there. They told them all that they were to move. So with that they moved out. Meanwhile that was going on. A girl was smiling to herself as she was finally able to attend the festival. Although her father did give her instructions on a few things to do. Yes, she would not show her abilities and what she can really do. Her name was Misaka. She was the daughter of Nagato and also Konan as well. As she looked towards her team, her friend Yumi, and her other friend Ayako. As there was a few other teams, they were all there to participate, as she was heading towards the land of Iron with her sensei. However, her father told her to look for someone from Konoha who possibly possessed the ability to steal other quirks. She never thought that such a thing would be possible. However, she is going to keep her eye open, but she was mainly there to show the nations that the Hidden Rain was not a nation to be trifled with. And the Hidden Rain will be taking #1 spot this year. Not Konoha, she vowed to herself. But guys, be explore right here. If you want to see the next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other series of the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 4 of them guys that post 40 fun every single day for you guys to enjoy. But I'm off for now, see you guys soon. Peace.